अभी आपका मॉक हम लोग स्टार्ट करने वाले हैं और
Yes, sir.
आपका मॉक रेस्पेक्टेड मम्मी जैन सर स्टार्ट करेंगे। लगभग 15
Yes,
से
sir.
20 मिनट हम आपसे बातें करेंगे और फिर उसके बाद हम आपका प्रॉपर रिव्यू आपको दे देंगे। ठीक है, तो
Yes, sir.
चलिए स्टार्ट करते हैं। आई रिक्वेस्ट यू प्लीज रेस्पेक्टेड मम्मी जैन सर।
Ankit, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Ankit, tell us something about yourself.
Sir, I was born in the Deoria district of Uttar Pradesh, from where I completed my initial schooling. Then I moved to Delhi and completed my intermediate from Delhi. Then, due to the transfer of my mother, I have to move to Gautam Budh Nagar. From there, I joined Sharda University and completed my 5 years of LLB course. And thereafter, I started preparing for the Judicial Services examination. This is my first attempt at the UP PCS-J and first interview.
Okay. And why do you want to become civil judge?
Sir, after in 2018, after I completed my graduation from School of Law, Sharda University, I explored all the possible options available to me, be it litigation or corporate job, and also I discussed with few of my seniors and my parents. And after the conclusion, I decided to be a civil judge because I think that the skills and the qualities that I acquired during the course of my 5 years of law school and various internships, I thought it fit that these skills will help me better in being a civil judge and serve the judicial system of the society.
Okay. And what if we don't select you?
I will see to the other arenas available to me with litigation, or I will go for other exams like the assistant prosecution officer, which is being conducted by various agencies throughout the country.
Ankit, which is your favorite subject?
So, criminal procedure.
Criminal procedure. Okay. Tell me, who is a special judicial magistrate?
So the concept of special judicial magistrate is being discussed in section 11 of the CRPC. The High Court, in consultation with the session judge, can appoint a judicial magistrate to be a special judicial magistrate.
Okay. Is there any difference between further investigation and reinvestigation?
So both these topics have two different areas of working. The further investigation can be done after the filing of the charge sheet under 173(2) of the Code of Criminal Procedure, wherein the police officer, after submitting the charge sheet, if he believes that there is more investigation needed, then he can, after taking permission of the magistrate, further inquire the case and can submit a supplementary charge sheet under 173 subclause 8 of the CRPC, wherein the concept of reinvestigation is a different thing. The reinvestigation can be ordered only under section 482 of the CRPC on the orders of High Court, and it is not possible to be done on the orders of a judicial magistrate first class or session judge.
Okay. Okay, Ankit, can a man commit theft of his own goods?
Yes, sir. The man can commit theft of his own goods if the man is taking the property in some other capacity.
Okay.
He is a trustee. He is a trustee of his own property, and he commits the theft of that property in the capacity of being a trustee.
So, what are the essential element of theft?
The essential elements of theft under section 378 of the Indian Penal Code are as follows. The first and the foremost essential of the theft is the moving of the property with the intention to cause wrongful loss to the person in possession of the property. The ownership aspect is not required, but the person should have the possession of the property. The person from whom the other person is taking the property should have the possession of the property. Ownership aspect is not required. The moving is the most essential aspect of the theft.
So, is there any difference between theft and mischief?
Yes, sir. The theft under section 378 of the Indian Penal Code 1860 means the moving or taking out of the property or the possession of some person to cause him wrongful loss and wrongful gain to the person taking the property. Wherein theft, as defined under section 425 of the Indian Penal Code, includes any act with the intention to cause wrongful loss or damage to the property, so that the property cannot be used in a better way.
Okay. And who is an indigent person?
So the indigent person is one. The indigent person under the Code of Civil Procedure is a person who is not capable of paying the court fees for excluding the properties which is exempted from attachment or sale in the Code of Sale Procedures.
I would like to request Ravi sir, kindly continue the interview.
Thank you so much, sir. Good afternoon, Ankit.
Good afternoon, sir.
Ankit, I hope you have gone through the subject of the Medical Termination of the Pregnancy Act.
Yes,
And
sir.
if I'm not wrong, there is a constitution of the medical board. So I just wanted to know what is the object behind to establish the constitution of a medical board, and in what kind of situations the board is going to allow to a women, to a person, to terminate their pregnancy.
Sir, the Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act is a beneficial legislation drafted by the central government of India with the aim to regulate the termination of the pregnancies caused firstly due to unwanted pregnancies because of the failure of the contraceptives or other instruments such as uh, condoms or any other stuff. Secondly, to regulate and to properly terminate the pregnancies. The medical board is constituted in the Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act with the aim to regulate and to properly analyze the facts of the particular case and to grant a equitable relief in cases of termination of pregnancy.
Okay. Ankit, generally we hear the word of the Domestic Violence Act, and whenever we hear the word of the domestic violence, so normally we presume that in this case the victim must be a woman. So I just wanted to know, is there any kind of chance or is there any kind of possibility the male can also be a victim under this act or not?
Sir, the Domestic Violence Against the Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act 2005 categorically mentions that the victim under the act should only be a woman. So to get a relief for a male person under the 2005 act is not possible because the act categorically says that the victim should be a woman.
But Ankit, if I'm not wrong, recently the District Court of the Karkar, which is fall within the purview of the Delhi High Court, they already have decided some matters, and and in this kind of situation, there is a victim of a male who is a husband also.
Sir, I'm not aware with the ruling of the Honorable District Court of Delhi.
Okay, not an issue. Ankit, kindly tell any kind of four circumstances in which a person can commit the offense of murder under the right of private defense if someone is attacking on their body.
Sir, the right of private defense is dealt under section 96 to 106 of Indian Penal Code, wherein section 100 of the Indian Penal Code lays down 7 situations wherein the person can cause death of another person in private defense. Firstly, if any assault is being caused with the intent to murder that person, if any assault is being caused to cause grievous hurt to that person. Thirdly, any assault is being caused to kidnap or abduct that person. And fourthly, any assault has been caused to gratify unnatural lust of the other person. That is the offender.
Okay. Ankit, how many ways a offense of abetment may be initiated?
The offense of abetment is defined under section 107 of the Indian Penal Code 1860. The offenses of abetment can be done in 3 ways. Firstly, by instigating someone, by conspiring with someone, and by intentionally aiding someone.
Okay, will you please try to explain a little bit more?
By instigating to instigate is to provoke someone, to request someone to do a particular act. Like, can I give an example, sir?
Of course, you may.
For example, A provokes B to kill C because A has some enmity with C, and B on the provocation of A kills C. It will fall under the category of instigation. Secondly, conspiring, that falls under 107B of the Indian Penal Code, wherein one person conspires with the other person for doing of an offense. And thirdly is intentional aiding. Intentional aiding is providing any arms or any help wherein to the other person so that he can achieve the end goal, that is the doing of the offense.
Okay, Ankit, one last question to you. What is the basic difference between the concept of redemption and the foreclosure under the Transfer of Property Act?
So the concept of redemption and the concept of foreclosure has been dealt under section 60 and 67 of the Transfer of Property Act, respectively. The concept of redemption under Section 60 provides works on the concept of once a mortgage, always a mortgage. That is, a mortgage is always redeemable. The person who has taken the mortgage money can, on the due date or on the date fixed in the agreement, pay the required money and get his property redeemed. Whereas Section 67, which deals with the foreclosure, provides that wherein in the agreement of the rule of foreclosure is being provided, or the clause of foreclosure being provided, therein the person, if the other person fails on the given date to pay the money.
Okay, thank you so much, Ankit. Now, I would like to request Honorable Akhilesh Tripathi, sir. He will continue with you.
Thank you, sir.
Ankit,
Yes, sir.
I think your favorite law is CPC.
CRPC, sir.
CRPC. Okay.
Code of
Can
Criminal
you tell me the enforcement date of CRPC?
So it's 1st April 1974.
Okay. And which code was enforced before this case? This act?
I'm not aware of it, sir.
What is a procedural law?
The procedural laws are adjunctive laws in India, which lays down the procedure for the enforcement of the substantive rights which are being laid down in various legislation, or the offences in cases of the criminal jurisprudence. The procedural law in the civil procedures is Code of Civil Procedures, which lays down the procedure for the enforcement of various rights and liabilities as laid down in the acts such as the Indian Contract Act 1872 or the Transfer of Property Act, wherein in cases of the criminal offences, it lays down the procedure of providing justice to the parties in the criminal offence, which has been laid down in various legislation such as Indian Penal Code or any other special legislation drafted by the central government or the state government of the country.
Who is a pleader?
So the concept of pleader is in the Code of Civil Procedures has been dealt under Order 3, the Order 3 of the Code of Civil Procedures, 1908. The pleader is a person who represents the case of a person in front of the court after filing of the wakalatnama.
What is the difference between advocate and lawyer?
An advocate is a person who is qualified to practice law as per the Advocates Act, wherein a lawyer is a person who is practicing law in courts of the country.
Okay. We all listened your answers, and after listening your answers, we find that you have a good knowledge of law.
Yes.
So, how can you maintain your knowledge and skill in the legal field?
Sir, the scenario of the legal field in our country and all over the world is constantly changing. It is of a ever evolving nature. For a judicial officer or a legal professional to be updated in the fields of judicial knowledge, one should read the new amendments or the laws laid down by the Honorable Supreme Court of the country, or the Honorable High Courts and other district courts of the country.
Okay, you told us that your birth district is Deoria.
Yes, sir.
What is the meaning of Deoria?
So the district of Tiwari, firstly, the district of Tiwari falls under the Gorakhpur division, which is one of the 18 division of the country, 18 division of the state of Uttar Pradesh. The Tiwari, or earlier it was called Devpuria, means the land of the lords or the land of the gods, because of the coming of various gods such as Lord Buddha or Gautam Buddha.
A famous saint belong to Deoria. Can you tell us the name of that saint?
So I think it's Baba Devrahat. On his name there is a ashram also, Baba Devraha Ashram in Deoria.
Okay. And your current district is Gautam Buddha Nagar.
Yes, sir.
The old name of Gautam Buddha Nagar is Noida, if I am right. Can you tell us the full form of Noida?
The full form of Noida was New Okhla Industrial Development Authority.
Okay. Thank you, Ankit. Now I would like to request Satin sir. Sir, please proceed the interview. Thank you very much.
Sir, you're not audible.
अंकित जी, आप कंफर्ट हैं पूरी तरीके से?
Yes, sir.
अपना रोल नंबर बताइए.
Sir, my roll number is 025244.
डेट ऑफ बर्थ बताइए अपनी.
12th August 1996.
इन दोनों में कौन सी डिजिट ऐसी है जो आपके दोनों में आ रही है?
Sir, 2.
कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन की प्रेम्बल पहले से थी कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में या फिर बाद में?
Sir, it was there in the preamble at the date of the enforcement of the preamble, or at the date of the enforcement of the constitution.
अमेंड किया जा सकता है इसको?
Yes, sir.
चलिए मुझे बताइए, आप मान लीजिएगा आपको सिलेक्शन हो जाता है, तो आप किस पोस्ट पर नियुक्त होंगे अभी सिलेक्शन होने के बाद?
सर सिविल जज जूनियर डिवीजन
सिविल जज जूनियर डिवीजन।
और जुडिशियल मजिस्ट्रेट ऑफ फर्स्ट क्लास।
ओके। एंड मान लीजिएगा यही प्रोसीड सेम अगर आप दिल्ली में करते, दिल्ली में क्या बनते आप?
सर मेट्रोपॉलिटन मजिस्ट्रेट।
ओके। ये जो दिल्ली आजकल काफ़ी चर्चाओं में है, आप मुझे बताइएगा कि दिल्ली एक पब्लिक सर्विस बिल को लेकर लोकसभा राज्यसभा में अभी इस पर पारित हुआ है, ये क्या है, इसके प्रोविज़न क्या हैं?
Sir, Delhi has been granted special status by Amendment 69 of the Constitution of India, which added Article 239 AA, which granted special status to NCT of Delhi, wherein the provisions are made that the area of policing, land, and security will belong to the policing, land, security, and services will belong to the central government, and all the other services and all the other related matters will be dealt by the Delhi cabinet led by the Honorable Chief Minister of Delhi, wherein a recent amendment has been passed by the central government, which took the power of the services to controlling of the services from the Honorable Delhi legislature to the central government, wherein the central government through the LG of Delhi, Honorable Lieutenant Governor of Delhi, will have control over the services, which means that the central government through Honorable Lieutenant Governor of Delhi can appoint any civil servant to any civil post as per their wish, and not the Honorable Chief Minister of
ओके।
NCT of Delhi.
लेफ्टिनेंट गवर्नर क्या होता है?
Sir, the post is equivalent to governor in a state, but due to the special status as granted to the NCT of Delhi due to 69th amendment and 69th amendment and White's Article 239 AA, the post of lieutenant governor is created. The lieutenant governor can be said to be an agent of the central government, which ensures that there is a free flow of documentation and working between the.
अभी वर्तमान में हमारे हु इज अ प्रेजेंट लॉ मिनिस्टर ऑफ इंडिया?
सर ऑनरेबल श्री अर्जुन राम मेघवाल जी।
कहाँ से आते हैं ये?
सर राजस्थान।
राजस्थान। अच्छा, वाइस प्रेसिडेंट बनने के लिए हमारे यहाँ पर उपराष्ट्रपति बनने के लिए हमारे संविधान में क्या क्या एलिजिबिलिटी बताई गई हैं?
सर फर्स्टली द office of the vice president is the second highest office of this country. To be a vice president of Republic of India, one should be the citizen of India. He should be qualified to be a member of the Rajya Sabha, though it is not compulsory that he should be a member of the Rajya Sabha. He should not hold any office of profit, and on the date of appointment, if he holds any office of profit, he has to resign before filing the nominations.
ओके। जैसे हमारे यहाँ पर ओबीसी कमीशन है, एससी कमीशन है, एसटी कमीशन है, वुमेन कमीशन है, क्या इसी तरीके का कोई कमीशन ट्रांसजेंडर को लेकर है?
सर नॉट अवेयर ऑफ इट।
ओके। अंकित जी, आपका मॉक कंप्लीट होता है।
यस, थैंक यू सर।
अंकित जी, आपको क्या फील हो रहा है, कहाँ गलतियाँ हुई होंगी आपसे?
सर मेरे को थोड़ा सा स्टटरिंग का इशू बीच में फील हो रहा है, और मेरे को ये लग रहा है कि मेरे आंसर स्मूथली थोड़े से स्टार्ट होने चाहिए थे, जो नहीं हो पा रहे।
और कोई एक्टिविटी जो आपने नोटिस करी हो, सेल्फ रियलाइज किया हो?
सर थोड़ा सा सेक्शंस को ब्रश अप करने की जरूरत लग रही है मेरे को, इनिशियल सेक्शंस को, प्रोविजंस के और एनफोर्समेंट डेट्स वगैरह।
यानी फिजिकल एक्टिविटी जिसमें आपको लग रहा है कि ये थोड़ी गड़बड़ हो रही है?
नहीं सर, मेरे को एक ही चीज का थोड़ा सा इशू फील हो रहा था इंटरव्यू से पहले भी, कि मेरा हैंड स्टेबल रहे सर, क्योंकि प्रीवियस जितने मैंने इंटरव्यूज दिए हैं उसमें मेरा हैंड मूव हुआ है। आरजीएस में मेरा हैंड मूव हो गया था राजस्थान जुडिशरी, उसकी वजह से थोड़ा सा उन्होंने प्रेशराइज किया तो मेरा हैंड मूव हो गया था, तो मैं उसको रिस्ट्रिक्ट करने की कोशिश कर रहा था। दो देयर वाज सम मोमेंट, बट सर इस बार कंट्रोलेबल लग रहा था मेरे को, थोड़ा सा वर्क करना पड़ेगा सर उसके ऊपर।
अच्छा, चलिए हम आपको कुछ बताते हैं, आप इन पे प्लीज़ ज़रूर काम करिएगा। उत्तर प्रदेश लोक सेवा आयोग के कॉन्टेक्स्ट में कुछ बातें हमने नोटिस करी हैं जो आपको जिन पर सुधार करने की ज़रूरत है। मौका कब है आपका?
19th को है सर।
ओके, एक तो आपका या तो चेयर ऐसे के हैं या फिर आपकी हैबिट हो सकती है, आप बहुत ज़्यादा हिल बहुत ज़्यादा रहे हैं जब आप बैठे हैं चेयर पे, तो खासकर इस तरीके से, ठीक है।
सर वो चेयर का इशू है थोड़ा सा।
हाँ,
सॉरी।
मतलब उस पे जो हमने नोटिस किया है वो हम बताएंगे आपको, तो ये तो आपको ध्यान रखना है, क्योंकि अगर ये बोलते-बोलते क्योंकि बॉडी के सेंसेस ऐसे हो जाएँगे कि जिस चेयर पे आप बैठ के दे रहे हैं, तो हो सकता है कहीं और भी मोक दिया हो आपने इसी चेयर पे बैठ के, तो ये हैबिट में आ जाएगा। जब आप मोक देंगे तो हो सकता है वहाँ चेयर ऐसी नहीं होगी, परंतु बॉडी मूव कर सकते हो आप। तो इस पे एक तो पूरी तरीके से कंट्रोल आपको करना है। जब आप क्वेश्चन कोई थिंक कर रहे हैं दिमाग से या फिर कोई क्वेश्चन बता रहे हैं, तो आपकी आँखें बंद हो जाती हैं, सोचते वक़्त, ठीक है? और इस तरह से मतलब 1 सेकंड के लिए झंझनाहट सी जिसे हम कह सकते हैं, इस तरीके से आपका फेस हो जाता है। तो ये आपको कंट्रोल में करना है, ठीक है? मतलब इस पे आपको बहुत साइलेंस से, पेशेंस से जैसे मैंने कुछ चीज़ पूछा तो आपको कहना है ठीक है, और बहुत आराम से आंसर करना है। और एक सबसे तीसरी जो नोटिस हमने करी कि आप नॉलेज वेरी गुड है आपकी, नॉलेज में कोई डाउट हमें इतना है नहीं। 2-3 बातों को इग्नोर करें नॉलेज के आधार पे, वो सभी के साथ होती है, तो उसे तो और ब्रश अप कर लोगे तो ठीक हो जाएगा, जो आपने बता भी दिया है। लेकिन आप बहुत कंटिन्यूअसली बहुत तेज़ी से कन्वर्सेशन कर रहे हैं। आपको ये मॉक में बैठते समय ही शुरू के 30 सेकंड में ही पता लग जाना चाहिए कि मुझे कन्वर्सेशन किस टोन में करना है। टोन मीन्स कि कितनी स्पीड से करना है। नहीं तो फिर
Yes.
आपकी नॉलेज आपको फिर ओवर कॉन्फिडेंट की तरफ ले जाएगी। मतलब आपको आंसर तो करने हैं, तो परंतु आपको एक मर्यादा भी याद रखनी है कि हमें इस तरीके से रिप्रेजेंट होना है कि दूसरे व्यक्ति को समझ में आए और उस पे दबाव फ़ील ना हो, यानी हम ओवर कॉन्फिडेंट ना लगे। मान लीजिएगा कोई डेफिनेशन आपसे पूछ ली, तो आप डेफिनेशन को इतनी तेज़ी से रीड मत करिए माइंड से और बोलने में स्पीक मत करिए, ताकि दूसरे व्यक्ति को लगे कि ये क्या कर रहे हैं, ठीक है? मतलब वेरी काम तरीके से आपको वहाँ पर एग्ज़ीक्यूट करना है अपने आप को। बस ये 3 चीज़ें हमें
Yes.
लगी जो फिज़िकल एक्टिविटी में आती हैं, इन पर आपको काम करना है। बाकी बॉडी लैंग्वेज, ड्रेसिंग सेंस वो सब कुछ ठीक है, और बस एक बॉडी मूवमेंट पे काम करना है, और एक बोलने का तरीका बहुत तेज़ लगा हमें। अब तक के जितने भी इंटरव्यू हुए हैं टारगेट फॉर आईक्यू के पिछले 4 दिनों से, आप मतलब लाउडली बोलने को नहीं कह रहा हूँ, मतलब एक समय पर बहुत सारे शब्द एक साथ बोलना, उसे
Yes.
मैं कह रहा हूँ। हाँ, उस पे थोड़ा-सा आप काम कर लीजिएगा, और बाकी तो आपका ठीक है।
Yes.
ठीक है, और आप डिज़र्विंग कैंडिडेट हैं, उम्मीद करते हैं कि डेफ़िनिटली आपका सिलेक्शन होगा। ये
Yes.
हमारी शुभकामनाएँ टारगेट फॉर आईक्यू की तरफ से।
Thank you, sir.